Julia suffered from strabismus, a weakness of the eyes which caused her to be cross-eyed. Because of this, it was difficult for her to do fine work up close for long periods of time. She wasn't able to read for extended periods or write. This made her correspondence more difficult with Ulysses, which led him to a great deal of mental anguish as he would wait for her letters. Since she couldn't read that easily, Ulysses would often read to the whole family aloud so that she could hear the stories she enjoyed so much without straining her eyes. She was very self-conscious about her appearance because of that, and most pictures of her are taken from the profile, in which you can't see her eye condition. There are some photographs from straight on, and indeed, you can see that her eyes were indeed quite crossed. But other than that, she was quite a handsome woman with beautiful hair and an excellent sense of fashion and very good taste. When she was a young child, and even a young woman, there was a doctor nearby who offered to perform a simple surgery on her. He said that it was very minor and it would alleviate her of this condition. She was rather squeamish about surgery, so she declined. Later, when her husband was running for political office, she looked into having the surgery again because she thought that her appearance might detract from his popularity. She needed to be more comely to be a good wife for him. But she heard at this point apparently that it was too late for her to have the surgery, and she apologized to him because of this. But he said, "Why would you want to have surgery? It was those eyes with which I fell in love. I looked into those eyes when I first grew to know you, and I've loved those eyes all these years. I think you're beautiful just as you are, and I would never want you to have a surgery which might detract from that beauty to me, even if it would make the rest of the world say you're more beautiful." So she never considered it again. There's a slight alternate telling of the story by a friend, which was that she was considering having a surgery around the time he was president, and it was said that it could be done successfully, and it was all set up, and Ulysses helped arrange it because he thought that's what she wanted, up until the very day of it, at which point he said, "I can't let you go through with it. It might be selfish of me, but I love how you look just as you are, and I wouldn't want you to ever change that." So whatever the true telling of the story, it's very evident that Ulysses loved Julia very much, and loved her even more for this slight weakness with her eyes, seeing it as a charm rather than detriment to her beauty. But because of this condition, she wasn't able to see at great distances, and sometimes she even would be known to walk into things because she didn't have excellent depth perception. In order to avoid any embarrassing situations when greeting people at White House events, she made it a practice to have all the cabinet wives in the receiving line with her. Thus, they could be with her to keep her from bumping into things, or they could greet people before her so she would be sure she knew who was approaching her. This began a popular practice of giving more position to the cabinet wives and giving them more prestige. So that was an important contribution she made to White House tradition.